consists of 5 members. And I will start first. My name is Gana. My ID is 2019814106. And the other members, for the members is Amirul Ahmad, Wadihah Daud, Ahmad Farid, and Fatimah Aniqah. Okay, so for articulate, I will present first. So, you can see the articulate storyline is already published, and I will launch it. So this is what the articulate storyline will appear. So I will start from the main page. Hi, welcome to topic effects of working from home. So I will start by asking you a question first. Is there such thing as work from home? So for the first page, I record my own voice and add it as a voice. So after that, I use a free form pick one question where it gives answer. So and then submit. Okay, that's the correct answer. That's right. You select the correct response, and then we will go to introduction about work from home. I will continue. What is working from home? I will explain to you. Same as the previous slide before, I'm still using the voice to explain about work from home. So home working opens up a new range of possibilities for the way business can work and structure themselves. Prior to the coronavirus pandemic, working from home was on the increase as many employers identified the benefits that it can bring to their business and the improved work-life balance for the employees. Okay, and now we move to the advantage of work from home.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I would like to explain the advantage of effective working at home. As more and more companies implement work from home policies due to spread of COVID-19, employees are now tasked with trying to be just and productive without their normal resources and routine. While working from home sounds like a luxury in theory, it's certainly no vacation and being productive is easier said than done. Next slide. Every job is different and the amount we are able to achieve will vary between career types, employees and internal policies, but there are some key strategies to working from home when it's come to getting our tasks done efficiently, not to mention staying sane and healthy while doing so. Secondly, everyone who works remotely has to figure out when to work, where to work, and how to create boundaries between work and personal life. What about office equipment, career development, training opportunities, and building relationship with colleagues? Working remotely, especially when working from home most of the time, means figuring out this issue and others. Next slide. For this For this tip of information, here are 5 tips for leading a better and more productive remote working life based on my experience and what we have learned from others. First, maintain regular hours. Second, create a morning routine. Third, set ground rule with the people in your space. Fourth, schedule break. Fifth, take break in their entirety. Next.
Okay, done. Automatic time tracking apps such as Rescue Time let you check in on whether you are sticking to your schedule. They can also help you figure out what times of day you are most productive versus when you slack off. You can use the information to your advantage by reserving your hours of high focus for your most important task. Create a morning routine. Say morning, but not everyone who works from home follows a 9 to 5 schedule. You might be getting started routine at another time of day. Create a morning routine, deciding you will sit down at your desk and start working at a certain time is one thing. Creating a routine that guides you into the chair is another. What is your morning routine? Indicates you are about to start work. It might be making a cup of coffee and taking the time to actually savor it before you start looking at your to-do list. It might be returning home after a job. It might be getting dressed, wearing pajamas, pants to work is perk of some, perk for some, but a bad strategy for others. A routine can be more powerful than a clock at helping you get started each day. Set ground rules with the people in your space. Set ground rules with others people in your home or share your space for when you work. If you have children who came home from school while you are still working, they need clear rules about what they can and cannot do during that time. Additionally, just because you are home and can let service people into the house or take care of pets doesn't mean that other families members should assume you will be always do it. If that's how you choose to divide up the domestic labor, that's fine. But if you simply take it all on by default because you are home, you may feel taken advantage of. Your productivity may suffer. Schedule a break. You know your company policy on break time and take them. If you are self-employed, give yourself adequate time during the day to walk away from the computer screen and phone during work hours. Don't try to work all day without regular breaks. Your productivity and motivation will suffer. Isolate yourself, go to the extra mile to make up a colleagues and pair to talk shop. Neglect to check in regularly with colleagues and bosses. It's important to make yourself invincible even if you aren't in the office. Next.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Faris, and I would like to continue from Amirul's presentation. Okay, is it now 3 months and still almost every human life at some level is affected by COVID-19 or novel coronavirus outbreak? A few companies, especially airlines company, have started terminating their staff to reduce financial burdens, where some companies ask employees to work from home. Work from home can be a quite challenge, but luckily, this is a tech-oriented era and technology has made it simpler. So, would you like to know more about disadvantage of home? And yes, sir. Okay. I would like to share with you guys more the consequences of working from home. Firstly, lack of discipline. First of all, you need a lot of self-discipline in it take a great deal of self-discipline and motivation to get up and complete the work with full interest and dedication. Every day when you are in your home environment. Secondly, miss office environment. You will feel lonely and you can easily lose interest in normal office work. Working all day alone without the company of your coworkers and colleagues can be very isolating and lonely. That's right. Thirdly, poor management. When you work from home, there can be less distinction between work and personal life. That will make it harder and to shut down tasks. More likely, you will overwork. Four, no ad hoc learning. Forget about ad hoc learning. In office, workers are constantly in position to learn from their peers. But now, when you are working from home, then you will need to make an extra effort to seek out networking and learning opportunities on your own. Five, lack of motivation. Lack of motivation can make an employee life difficult, and one might have hard time continuing work. Two, self motivation work to a certain extent. It is not always enough to keep a man going. That's where the use of external motivation come into play. Six, might affect relationship. It will very hard to establish trust and development relationship with colleague and client where there will be no daily face-to-face connection.
Okay, my name is Fatima Anika. I will continue about this advantage of working from home. Since remote work is such a new trend, there are plenty argument for it, and not as a many argument against it from companies who have tried and failed. This presentation is our attempt to dig out the most common that most companies have about hiring remote workers as well as the biggest disadvantage of working from home. First, difficult to monitor performance. It is not easy to monitor their staff progress and performance without them being in the same office space. Frequent catch-up calls to solve this issue can be very time-consuming, reducing productivity levels. Second, less teamwork. Working from home naturally means that you don't get to work in a team as much. There is less communication between employees, which in turn may decrease an element of teamwork among yourself. It can also mean that you miss out on everyday matters. Okay, next. Third, more difficult to problem solve. Simple problems such as software issue become more difficult to fix when you are not in the office. It takes longer to try and help someone over the phone than it would be in person. Technological issue is particular tend to require expertise, which can take days to solve. What increase in telecommunication costs. The amount that you are likely to use your own mobiles increases when working from home. Not being around any of your colleagues will also mean that the phone uses more a video conference software. A telecommunication cost can soar. Distraction. Although it has been found that working from home can boost productivity, there's no denying that there are some new distractions to be aware of. Factors such as noisy neighbors, family, or friends will mean that your productivity and concentration level may drop. Okay, lastly, you never leave work. Staying at home will mean that you never leave the office. This could mean that it becomes more difficult for you to switch off from the working day. No more having to get into the office from 9 and clocking out at 5. While flexibility is great, this may increase your stress and worry levels.
In a nutshell, the coronavirus pandemic has enabled employers to have first-hand experience of the advantage and disadvantage of home work. This experience can be very beneficial in feeding into the future direction of employees' working practices moving forward. The shift towards home working doesn't mean employees have to work only at home. Often, splitting time between home and the workplace is the most productive solution, and you may want the home worker to attend meetings to keep them fully involved and informed. So that's all for our team topic, effect of working from home for articulate storyline. We would like thank you for
Teaching us.
IS457.
Okay, it's a wrap.